this poll question. There we go. What up, Beans Pod Toast? I just said, what Beans Pod Toast at? Good day to you. I know it's nighttime where you are in the world, right? If I'm not mistaken. Listen, my Sonic is underrated, bro. My daughter and I, the youngest, when I take her to school, we ride, we listen to Sonic soundtrack. The first one, Green Hill's on it, Marvel's on it. Sonic has some bangers, man. I'm not gonna lie to you. I think that, but let's not sleep on Mario. Mario's more of a, I don't know, man, atmospheric, right? Like you can walk into a dungeon and hear the Mario music. You know exactly where you are in the world, depending upon when Mario's song is playing. Appreciate y'all hitting the like button. Appreciate y'all saying what's up, subscribe, and all that fly stuff. Um, I got some stuff to show you. Got a nice little successful pawn shop run that I need to show you. I'm trying. I don't want to show because I wasn't supposed to be buying anything else, but here we are. Here we are. My hope is that what I picked up, I'll be able to justify keeping for very, very, uh, little money given how much I'll get for the other stuff. So we'll see how it goes. But we'll get started in just a minute, man. Get myself together. Get my science project going. Good times. Good times on the horizon, for real. Somebody told me that's where cancer patients go. Crazy. Oh, bro, bro. Shit, right like whirlwind. You feel me? Another Thursday, y'all. It's Thursday, right? It's a good day. pull up, pull up a seat, grab a controller, see what's popping. Let's see what's popping. I didn't realize my joint was sitting so high. What up, good folk? Bring you down here with me. Chemical Plant Zone. I'll have to I'll have to listen to that one. Do-do-do-do, yeah, Sonic got some hits, bruh. Sonic has some hits. Um, I don't know, maybe Order Unicorn Overlord and Coffee Talk, both on PS5. Very nice, very nice. Yes, um, that's how I got them used but on the Switch. I don't get a ton of new games. Usually the games I get are used. Mega Man soundtrack was a nice one too. That's a sleeper soundtrack right there. Mega Man was a goodie for sure. Absolutely, that was a banger soundtrack. Do you got NBA 2K18? F and Virus? Suge YT? Maybe. Um, maybe. Let me check. Let me check. If I have it, You gotta subscribe. Deal? Alright. And you gotta hit the like button. Let me see if I got it. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. I have, oh man, are you kidding me? You gotta be kidding me. Alright, let's see. We got 10. We got 11. We got 12. Appreciate y'all hitting the like button. I'm jumping to 17. And then 19. Bruh, there's a gap right there. Let me see. Hold on. Hold on. Let me check one more little spot. Might have it in here, so I might not. 2K18, I'm not seeing it. I don't have 18, unfortunately. I don't know who's on the cover of 18. I also have 12, 2K12 on the PSP, which is pretty cool. If I'm not mistaken, I think either 12 or 13 was the last time 2K was on the PSP. Appreciate the sub, man. I don't have 18. Apologies. I appreciate the sub, and I apologize for the disappointment, for letting you down. My bad. The only 2K I have up here is 20. Um, with AD, I don't know why I have that up here, but I was and the gaps that you see here between 2K 12 and 17, so 13, 14, 15, all those are around here somewhere too. They might not be in covers, but they're around here somewhere. I'm a fan of, I used to be a huge fan of 2K. The only 2K I have on the Switch, let me show you that real quick. If I can find it, give me a second. We have 2K on the Switch. We have, and I only kept it because I thought the cover was so cold. 2K21 with Dame Dollar. I think that's just a really tough photo. And the other thing I said was that these players are getting older and don't play as often, for example. And I kind of like the cover art with, some ball players on there, man. So keep that there. Get my science experiment going. Get my science experiment going, y'all. Had a nice little pickup at the pawn shop, completely at random. Once we get to like 5 likes, maybe 8 people, I'll show you what we picked up. But it was a nice little. Oh shit, that jumped to 8 people as soon as I said that. I'm a man of my word. Let me show you what I got. So the first thing we picked up at the pawn shop, and let me read this too. 2K17 was a good one. I was a fan of 11 as a kid. Um, yeah, I was a fan of that one for sure. That's your yeah, it's my collection, man. This is my little game collection, something I picked up. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, do so. But also check out the game hunting playlist, and on there you'll see me pick up all this stuff. Um, Yard sales, pawn shops. Let me show you what I picked up at the pawn shop very recently. But subscribe to the channel, check out the game hunting playlist, and you'll see me collect all this good stuff here. Switch 2 is the best system right now. I maybe you might be right, but I just haven't picked it up yet. Nothing on there's really calling me. And if I do pick it up, it'd be more so to keep collecting for the Switch because that's kind of the console that I'm focused on right now. So much money on VC. That's where they lost me. VC, my part, I'm done. I got up out of 2K with that, man. Um, I got up out of 2K for that because it was too much. Jetster Gaming. Yeah. I do a few videos. Check them out, man. Subscribe to the channel. Let me show you what I picked up at the pawn shop just yesterday. I was on my way to Lowe's because I've been dealing with this project at home trying to get my washer and dryer together, right? So I said, I'm going to stop at the pawn shop. And I said, no, I'm not going to stop. I'm going to go straight to Lowe's. And then I caught every light and I said, I'm going to stop. It's destiny. So I pulled up to the pawn shop and I saw something absolutely amazing. They had Switch games and I picked up all the ones they had. They had 3 of them, and they were 3 bangers. Animal Crossing New Horizons, New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe, which my youngest daughter and I started playing this immediately, and Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, all for the Switch. All 3 of these we already have as a part of the collection, so these are doubles for me. I did a case upgrade or a condition upgrade on the Super Mario Brothers U Deluxe and the Smash Bros. So I swapped those out with the ones that I had. But we're gonna sell these three and hope to get some money back. Oh, one more thing I picked up. Hold up. I said that my focus is going to be getting as many Switch consoles as possible, and I found another one at the pawn shop. I was so excited, bro. This is the Smash Bros. Edition Nintendo Switch. The goal is always to get them complete in box. Unfortunately, this is only the handheld. They didn't have the box, they didn't even have the dock, but that's okay. Baby steps. I kind of did the same thing with the Zelda OLED Switch that I got from the same pawn shop, believe it or not. Let me grab that one and show you because everything is in arm's reach here. Found this one at the same pawn shop, but we found that one complete in box. I found it previously, before I found it complete, kind of loose. You can see that on the Game Hunting channel too. But now I'm on the hunt for what I need for this, the dock, box, all that stuff. We'll get there. Paid 150 for everything. For this console or for this Switch and those three games. My hope is to get anywhere from 90 to 120 back on the games. And then this would just be, 30 bucks out of pocket at that point. So we'll see how it goes. Bro, the exclusive systems is where it's at. I'm trying really hard to collect them. So far, we have the Mario Red Switch, the Zelda Switch, the Animal Crossing Switch, and this one as far as special editions go. So we're on the lookout for like the Pokemon one, Monster Hunter, things like that. Is wherever I can find them, I'm gonna pick them up if they're a good price. They're a good price. But then on the all the NBA 2K games kind of got repetitive after 2K23. I'm not gonna lie to you, they got repetitive for me well before 23. I think it was around after 19, I was done. I didn't pay for 20. I bought MH. That's probably a pawn shop or something. But yeah, they got repetitive for me really quickly. I was off 2K and have been. And I will say this: since I stopped playing 2K, I have played so many great games that I'm confident I wouldn't have played if I was still playing 2K because all of my time would have been spent on that bullshit grind to get my player well enough to play in the my park that I'm just not doing it, bro. You pay 100 for the game, you pay 150. You buy a console just to keep your BC up, so I had to leave it alone, man. I really feel as if we're only and I've said this before, we're about 4 or 5 years away from 2K being a free to play game where all they do is, buy VC and stuff like that at the park. Excuse me, science. Oh yeah, it's gonna be a good day. I don't judge. I let people. I say, do you? If those 2 or 3 games make you happy, by all means. But there is a world of amazing entertainment and stories and music and just so many great things that I picked up by playing these different games. And I'm not mad at it all. At all. Hello. I don't know how to say your name, and I don't want to pronounce. I don't want to butcher it, but the Sarah Samsonite. Hello. Hope you're well. It's like buying a car and only going to work. That's I've never thought of it like that. But yeah, man, you buy that and you just play. You just put 2K in there, Madden in there. But also, man, do you again if that's what you want to do with your time? By all means, I put in a lot of hours on Madden, on 2K, and I miss a lot of games, bro. Shadow of the Colossus, PS2 game. Only played it recently because I was playing too many damn sports games. Yakuza Zero. Only played it recently because I was playing too many sports games. What's another one? Whoa, felt that one quickly. It's not over here, but like I don't even see it. The other one's God of War. God of War 2018. Only played it recently because I was playing too many sports games. What else is up here? Near Automata. That's an amazing game. I just saw it. Where'd it go? Where are you here? Near Automata. Only played this recently because I was playing too many sports games. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Am I cute enough for you to subscribe and hit the like button? That's the real question. How far does cuteness get you on a YouTube page? That's what we need to know. And that just made my whole day. I feel so rough and so rugged, and I need a shave and a lineup and all of that. But thank you. Colossus on PS2. Is it Echo ICO? I have not played that, and I need to. I haven't played it, and I don't have it. I do, however, have there it is, The Last Guardian. I think that those three games, Last Guardian, Ico, and Shadows of the Colossus, I think are connected. But this is one that I need to play, and I haven't yet, but I will because I'm not playing 2K. UFC 4. You know what's crazy about that? Epic Virus is that I played UFC. I think I had UFC 4 on the PS4 or something like that. Whichever is the one with Masvidal and Iggy. So on the cover, and I traded that in a while back to GameStop. They gave me a decent couple of bucks for it. It might even been, I think it was GameStop, either GameStop or Bookman's, because I wasn't playing that one either. I had my family come by, and my brother, he beat me in it. He beat the hell out of me. I don't need this shit in my life. Get this out of my house. So we traded it in and got it up out of here for real. Okay, so okay, he goes first. Oh, so I done messed up the order. I gotta play Ico. I messed that all the way up. From Israel's in the building. That's crazy. Hello. Greetings. I'm gonna run it down. We had Scotland, Norway, Brazil, I believe, Japan, Africa, Beans by Toast in the UK, Germany was here. There's something, or there's somewhere that I'm forgetting. But in Israel. So shout out to you all. Appreciate y'all. Even if you just scrolling by real quick and you stop and you say what's up, it means the world. So thank you. I appreciate you. And thank you for the compliment. That was very kind. This is not Beans Pond Toast can tell you this is not the typical my vibe is always like this, but the vibe with the chat can get a little weird. So this is much different than a usual day in the Buttons and Beans live stream. But it's a great change of pace and I appreciate it. So thank you. Drop the house. On UFC. How you liking it? How you liking it? Uh-oh. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go, crowd. Got a question for you. Got a question to ask you. Here we go. Go ahead. Ask the question. No guarantee that I'll answer it. Looking at the Ooh, Mario took over for best music. Mario over Sonic so far. Mario over Sonic. That's funny. I saw that. I don't even know how it would work. I didn't know that was an actual DLC that they were coming out with. Bullet Bag. I saw him on there with like the DoorDash bag or whatever. I thought that was pretty cool. Oh man, I hear good things, Chevy. There we go, chat. There it is. There it is. It went from hey, I got welcome. You tried it, but whatever. Chevy, bruh, Arc Raiders is pretty fire. I hear great things about it. and I haven't played it. Is it? It's a free to play, right? Or that, no, I gotta pay for that, right? I've I've seen a couple people on live stream play it, but I've only seen like people clicking through menus. I haven't seen anybody really getting in on the marketers. I might need to check it out though. I hear nothing but good things about it. I heard we listen. We might have to get a little crew together and play some park raiders. But what's that run mean? Is that a $50 game? And it's not physical. This is going against everything that everything that this channel stands for. Full price games that are digital is something that we just don't do around here. Sleep well, man. Hope you have a good night. Appreciate you stopping in and saying what's up and subbing, man. For real, F and Virus, be well. $30 on Xbox. I feel that, and that's part of it. That's got to be a part of it, right? They shouldn't. They send that out to people and say, "Hey, here, play this." You gotta send it to the influencers and the streamers. Nobody's sending me nothing. I wish they would send me something. I'd be quick to tell you if I like it or love it, but I have. That's the thing about that. I would have to. The moment they say, "Hey, we want you to advertise this," okay, but yeah, I need to tell you the truth. I can't just sit here and tell you I like it and I don't like it. So if it's a quality product, I'll push it. I push quality product all the time for free. I'm always on here giving out game recommendations. Beans Pantos just said he bought a couple of games that I think we might have talked about a while back. So yeah, if they send me something to push, we might push it, but it's got to be legit quality. But yeah, I've seen a lot. Every time I scroll through, anytime it's a live chat, I'm scrolling through. There's somebody playing Arc Raiders, but again, they're not really playing. They're just navigating menus, and I don't stick around long enough to see any action for real. All right, Chevy. Yeah, here's the thing, you know, I want to play this game with people. I want to play games with people, but I just don't play games with people. Not because I'm antisocial or anything like that, but I just don't play online a lot. So to play this game, it's gonna cost me less on the low end. Say I get 30, and then I gotta buy my um, online subscription again, which I don't even know what those cost anymore. Last I heard, they were like everything is $100. So we talking about at least $100 to get going on this game. I want to play with people on these different games, but not for 100 or for 130. So on the low end, let's say I'm paying 130. Let's say 125 on the low end, right? So now I paid for a digital game. You see, I don't do a lot of that. Chevy, bro, just stick with me because I'm trying to. I'm only. This is what's going on in my head. I want to play this game with you, Chevy, bro, but this is what's happening in my head. So 125 on the low end for a digital game and an online service, which is going to be strictly to play that game because you don't play any other games online. I just paid 150 for these three and the Smash Bro console. This is a tough sell, man. This is gonna be a tough sell to get me on them games, bro. To get me on that arc rate is gonna be a difficult. It's a challenge, bro. I just can't see how I'm gonna do it. I just can't see how I'm gonna do it. You know how they say everything's not for everybody. Maybe that's what this is. Maybe this one's just not for me, man. It's not mathing at all, bro. And it's what's really bothering me is that while the math is not mathing, I really need to be more involved in the game. And I think that a big part of that would be online play and connecting with you all. Maybe the connection is just me streaming, and I need to start doing that. But yeah, yeah, I got all the different dollar signs and numbers and decimals, and it's just not adding up. There's a bunch of streamers that are having a war with each other. Yeah, see, See, that's they making it work. Good for our graders, bro. It's this is the first one to do this right. But again, didn't this game start out as a free to play, or they were going to make it a free to play, and then they switched it up? I'm going to say this is the first free to play game to pop in a minute, but I don't think that you said you pay 30, so it's not a free to play game, and it's also not physical, right? It's only digital, right? Daniel Joyce, that is what I would call a grip of Switch games too. I think that is that term is this whatever number this is, that specific number is a grip because I agree with you. And wholeheartedly though is my favorite console to collect for. The PS4 games and I could whatever. It's the Switch games for me, man. That's where the joy is for me. Playing those Switch games, bro. Collecting those Switch games. There's something about those red cases that just those red spines that just do something crazy to me. I don't know why. I don't know why. My hairline is blown back. Maybe. I also have on a do rag, so you can't see my hairline. Yeah, see, that's smart. They probably it sounds like they made the right choice to switch that up and to go with a just the your regular retail price game because that free to play shit is not working for anybody right now except Fortnite. That's the only one. Switch two. I just got the Switch two. I got 50 games from the OG Switch. I feel that OG Switch is probably my favorite console too. It's between that and it's not even between that and anything else. We just go Switch. We just go Switch because everything else is not up here. And I saw the Switch 2 like readily available in my local Walmart. A lot of them with the Mario bundle for 500. But we just not that I was checking for the Switch 2 right now anyway. My focus really is to get more Switch consoles. So finding this one yesterday, the Smash Bros console, finding this one yesterday at the local pawn shop is absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. Um, so that 500 that I could get towards the Switch 2, or excuse me, that 500 for the Switch 2, I'd like to just hold on to that, use that for more Switch 1 stuff as it shows up and pops up. Nigeria's in the building too, bro. That's crazy. What up to Nigeria? Shout out to Nigeria. That's tough, bro. Wow, wow. Everybody's checking in. I can't remember all of them right now. Science project on volcanoes in the garden is hitting too hard. So shout out to Nigeria, man. Thank you for checking in. Williams. Dexter Morgan or Walter White. I don't know who Dexter Morgan is. Yes, that's a good amount of games. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, think about consider doing so. It don't hurt. It don't take a lot. But also check out the Game Hunting playlist. You'll see me collect all this stuff, man. All this was purchased at mostly pawn shops and yard sales, thrift stores. Some of it retail, not a lot, but some of it we paid full price for and still regret doing so. But yeah, I try to take my game hunting adventures as much as possible and put them out and put them on YouTube, TikTok, at Buttons and Beans Gaming on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, everywhere. Like we just found these yesterday at a pawn shop. I haven't posted any videos of it, but these were at a pawn shop. Man, I can freaking the Switch. What is it called? Smash Bros. Switch. We found that at the pawn shop. So my hope is that um, I keep finding Switch stuff at the pawn shop, and we might end up getting rid of this PlayStation stuff at some point because it would just allow me to get more Switch stuff. What? Okay. Uh, 9 CDs on PS5. What nine? What nine you got? Demon God, welcome back. I guess I don't even. Did you? Oh yeah, Demon God. What's up? What's up? Cloud Punk is a decent game. I finished on the Switch. I think Beans. I think that's on my board. Yep, Cloud Punk right here, man. That's the game that I'm looking for. Yeah, Beans. I feel like you've given. You said like 3 or 4 games that I have up here that I just haven't found yet, but I'm looking for them. Okay, then Walter White, I guess. I don't know who the other person is. I know Walter White, so we'll go with Walter. Have you finished playing the game you bought? What game, Jet? Which one are you talking about? Odds are is no, is probably the answer, but I'm still curious to know which game you're talking about. Yeah, man, I'm big on physical media. I try not to. Let me see. Pointless. One second. One second. Let me see. I try to get as much physical media as possible. Behind all these things, the funny thing about like this pops out because I'm using DVDs that are stacked up behind it to push this out. Otherwise, it would just sit all the way in the back and it wouldn't have the same sort of effect. But physical media, there's a bunch of Blu-rays and DVDs behind it that keeps this pushed out to the edge here. Like the pawn shop for game hunting, they always give me good deals when I buy stuff. Yeah, they don't want that stuff in there. They want to hurry up and get it out of here. They don't want anything sitting in their store for too long. Probably, DVDs are probably a dying platform, but I still watch them. I mean, I don't collect DVDs, Blu-rays. Not so much DVDs unless they're like animation seasons. But for the most part, yeah, I still collect them and watch them, and yeah, they're dying. I mean, people look at albums like that was out of here, and all of a sudden they started making albums again. So there's a lane for just about everything. If you want to get rid of the PlayStation ones, please holla at me. Go to my page and go to my profile and check out my. I believe I have my email in there. But yeah, me because I got some things that I'm thinking about doing at the beginning of the year in relation to the PlayStation games. I just haven't all the way decided if I want to do that yet. But yeah, I'm gonna check the email. Williams, holla at me in there. I still buy DVDs, Blu-rays, 4K. Very cool. I haven't picked up any 4K or any. I haven't got into 4K, but I still grab Blu-rays when I find them. Like the biggest thing with that is just streaming services are out of control. Man. I'm tired of having a. It used to be a convenience. Now it was like, oh, it's supposed to be better than cable. And now it's you gotta have 5 different streaming services to watch the game, and you gotta have cable, and you gotta have it. Nah, I'm cool. So I've been looking for things like all the Harry Potter movies on Blu-ray, like anything animation. I typically pick up things like Family Guy, Archer, Robot Chicken, just random silliness. I like to pick those up on Blu-ray or whatever I find them on. Honestly, Witcher 3, God of War 3, Bloodborne, FIFA 19, Lord of the Fallen, Dark Souls 1 through 3, Mortal Kombat 1. Jesus Christ, Williams. You know, I'm like GameStop to you. This ain't Best Buy. What the hell? To answer your question, probably not FIFA. I don't do FIFA. Or the Fallens. No. You're asking a lot of questions. You better hit this. You better have already been subscribed, Williams. If you ain't already subscribed, subscribe. Subscribe. Hit the like button and subscribe. I do have Witcher 3. Right? Where you at? Wild Hunt. Yeah, there's that. All the good stuff in there. Soundtrack, map. It's a very heavy game. Um, do I have God of War 3? Is that what you asked me? I do have God of War 3 remastered for the PS4. Got the inserts in there. Good stuff. What else did you ask me? No Bloodborne. Right? No Bloodborne. Dark Souls? No. Nah. I don't do a lot of Souls like. I don't do Souls like. That's just I'm so terrible at them. Just frustrate the hell out of me. And Mortal Kombat 1, no, we haven't picked that one up yet. I will likely find that out here in a while pretty soon on the PS5. We had it for the Switch, and it was just so terrible that I sold it. This game is unplayable for me anyway on the Switch, and I got it out of here. Do have Mortal Kombat 11 on the Switch and PlayStation and everything else. Um, do a backflip while playing RDR2. Why? Yeah, man. Do what you want. 4K, get it online, whatever you want, man. I think I think that's awesome. That you have the options. You know what I'm saying? I never tell somebody what they're doing is pointless or stupid. It's like if it brings you joy, you're not hurting nobody. By all means. All the games you collected, have you played and finished it? Oh, all of them? No. No, no, no. Not even close. Not even close. I played a good portion of them. I finished very few. But the ones that I have dedicated the time to, it's one of those things where I give it a nice little run, and if it really holds my attention, then I'll play it all the way. If it doesn't, I'll just put it away and move on. Um, Most recent ones that I have completed, Unicorn Overlord, and there's something I'm forgetting. There's something I'm forgetting. There's a couple games on the Switch that we've gotten through, and it might have been a PlayStation one, but I can't remember. Uh, are you waiting for GTA 6 like the rest of the world? But I'm not overly concerned or really care about GTA 6. I really don't. Damn, I'm got to jump ahead here a little bit. Witcher 3 is fire. I haven't even seen it yet. Okay, bet Williams. Appreciate you for subscribing. And I feel like God of War 2018 is just my favorite one in the series. But that's also when I first got into God of War. Yep, Cyberpunk 2077. That's probably like one of my favorite games of all time. And even with that, I haven't played the Liberty. Is it Liberty City? Is it whatever it's called? Phantom Liberty, whatever the expansion is. I haven't played that. No Minecraft. I usually get Minecraft and I sell it because it's just not for me. And I usually find it pretty cheap, and then $5 range, and then I can sell it for 20, 25, and be able to pick up something I really want to play. So I've had Minecraft come in and out of this game room a few times. I've had it most recently, probably about a month ago, and I said I'm gonna keep it this time, and then I took it to somewhere and traded it in and got something I really wanted instead. How many games you got? I don't know, Jeffrey. Honestly, I could look it up on my GameFly app, but I'm using my phone right now. But I mean, I'd say I think there's about 120 on Switch games, and probably another two. Let's say 300 We'll check tonight and we'll double back tomorrow. Hi, yo, what's up, Chris? Phantom Liberty, okay. Yeah. GTA PS5 version. Nah, I don't have that. I have GTA 5 on PS4, I think. Do I? Let me double check. Hold on. Let me see. GTA. Oh, yeah. There it is. I have it on PS4 with inserts and maps and all that. I try to get as many things complete as we possibly can. Um, we also have GTA Trilogy on PS4. This one doesn't have any inserts though. I don't know if it came with any, but I don't have it for that. We also have this on the Switch as well. Um, I don't know, man. Shut your ass up. that's how I feel. Shut your ass up. Anyway. Oh, yeah. I don't know. We we ignored it. This is probably more on par. The vibes earlier were a little different, but this is probably more on par with what the vibes usually be like with in the chat. We back to business, Beans. Guardians of the Galaxy. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I was surprised at how good that game was too. I was surprised at how good that game was. Is it's a really good game. I will say the QTEs, the quick time events, I could not get the timing on them. And I mean they're bullshit anyway, so ultimately I just turned them to auto. So I didn't have to worry about that anymore. But this game is a really good one. If you haven't played it, pick it up. But it's a lot of fun. Good story too. It's fun, but the story is also pretty decent. Yeah, 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 yeah. It's usually like that. It's usually like that for sure. But it was a good game. Another one of my pawn shop finds was this one. We got it for pretty cheap. I've had some really nice finds at the pawn shop. Really nice connections though that have made made this collection. You know what it is, and for as little as we made it with, definitely due to some connections to the pawn shops for sure. Shout out to them. We had one that I used to go to often. It's a little ways out. It's about 45 minutes, but it was always worth the drive, you know? At least typically. But what usually happens with those spots is new management rolls in, people move on to do other things, and as they do that, they get replaced. And you can't expect to have the same type of connection with them as you did with the other one. Um, Especially when they're new to the game, they're really trying to prove something. Sales numbers matter, so I don't judge. I understand. You do you. Oh man, do that, Beans. And please let me know what you find. I be I didn't even know that they did that in other countries. Not to be a oh shout out to Williams, he just hit me with in the email. Not to be like ignorant American, but I didn't know that other countries did pawn shops for real. Because I was told that a lot of other countries don't do things like yard sales. So I think that's pretty dope. Hustle, shout out to you. Appreciate it. Thank you. Hustle Gamble, thank you so much. Man, we're gonna have to turn on a little science experiment for that. You know what I mean? Cheers. Cheers to Hustle Gamble. Appreciate you. Okay. Okay. Cool. Yeah, so we have both pawn shops and thrift stores here. Typically at the thrift store, people just bring stuff there. The big ones are like the Goodwill, Salvation Army. You would just load up a bunch of stuff in your house. You're like, I don't want this stuff. You take it to the thrift store and you just give it to them. And they sell it for next to nothing. That's your I guess prototypical definition of a thrift store. They have other places that they call thrift stores, and they're really more so like boutiques, because in those quote unquote thrift stores, the stuff costs a little more, but people also are paying for a space, so it's not really a thrift store. I don't even know what we call that for real, but they try to pass it off as thrift stores. But at the pawn shop, you would go in there, like somebody went to the pawn shop and said, "Hey, here's my Nintendo Switch. I'm gonna give this to you for money, and you can either sell it to the pawn shop, where they just give you, okay, I'll give you $50, and that's it. It's all done. Or you can give it to the pawn shop, and they say, I give you $40, but you got to come back and you got to give me $50, and then I'll give you back your Switch. And if they don't come back, then they sell the items. Most people do that with like their jewelry, things that they really intend to come back and get because they need money in a tight spot. Those are pawn shops. Usually, if you go there with a bunch of video games, people go there with video games all the time. They're like, oh, here's a bunch of games. I just got to get rid of them, and they give them like $1, $2 for games, and I go in there and they sell it to me for 5, and I'll say, cool, $5, I'll take it, and then it ended up like this. We don't do yard sales at all. We have car boot sales. Pull up and sell everything in fields. That's dope. That's dope. Yeah, they do that out here too. Um, they'll call that like a swap meet. But yeah, they'll pull up in a field and they'll just pop the trunk. Some people set up actual easy ups or whatever, selling all their stuff. Keep it physical. Yeah, I can't see myself switching to Steam. That Steam box is very appealing, but I'm just not a digital um, video game collector kind of guy. I have about 4 games on digital, maybe 5. Okami, Donut County, Short Hike, Golf Story, Cozy Grove. Also have Zelda, um, Breath of the Wild. So like 6 games on digital. My lady reminded me yesterday that I used to love digital. Is what she told me. She said, I used to love your games digital. I don't remember that, but it was back with 2K. And now that I think about it, that's why I don't have physical 2K like from 18 or whatever years, because I did purchase some of those on digital, and I was only playing 2K. So it was a pain if I was like to play something else for a brief spell, I have to get up and change the disc. And I was like, I'll just get the digital version. So I did play some digital, but it was mostly just 2K. But yeah, it was. I talked about it a while back. I moved to Arizona, and I was just in the house and decided to go hit the pawn, not the pawn shop. Just decided to go outside. I was watching somebody on YouTube, and he was like, "Yeah, I go to yard sales and I find these games for cheap." I was like, "There's no fucking way." But I went out, and sure enough, the second stop they had Super Mario Odyssey for $5, and that's what led to this whole thing here. Physical is crazy expensive on Golf Story, and it's only going to go up. So, a big reason why I want to collect more Pokemon games. This is going to sound crazy because I want to collect them to have them and to keep them, but to have games like this in the collection that I can get for next to nothing. So I picked, this was just so you can get the value of it. Let me try to break this down real quick. This was priced at 125 and these were 25 a piece, right? So if I paid what they were asking, it would have been $200. So we paid 150. Okay, and my thought is always I like to have these games around because they flip and sell easily. But also, if I want to get a game like Golf Story, one of those maybe triple digit Switch games. It's a little easier to say, hey man, I got these three that I paid 75 for. Like, can I let's trade? You know what I mean? And stores like these games because these games don't stick around long. That higher price game, Golf Story or whatever it might be, that might hang around a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Because that's like it's niche. Like they need me or somebody who like me to come in there and buy that particular game. So if I take these up to some spot and be like, yo, well, can I get that for these? They might say yes. And if I have to put a couple bucks with it, it usually isn't anything too crazy. Always, bro. Beans Pound Toast, they always sell. So the Nintendo first parties always sell. I don't really play Pokemon at all. I want to collect them because I'm getting into a mindset of this isn't just about me. Like my daughter, my oldest is 17. She doesn't really she knows what she likes. And this ain't she knows there's a few games she likes. There's the Tamagotchi that's coming out that she's excited about. But I'm thinking about the youngest and what she might want to play one day, and maybe she might want to play Pokemon. And I want her to be able to come in here and just grab Pokemon game, which is also why I want to change this around so these games are at her height and her level, so she can grab them and play them too. A lot of things going on in this head, bro. Always swirling. I finally sold both my switches and manned up and got it. Why'd you say man up? Listen, I might sell my PS5 and get switches. Like I'm just not playing the PlayStation as much as um, I would have hoped. You know, there's not enough hitting for me on the PlayStation. I was really playing a lot of Xbox 360 and Xbox One and stuff, but I went to PlayStation for the single player experiences, and I'm not getting enough of that on the PS5. Games like Last of Us, which they've been remaking since PS3 over and over again, Ratchet and Clank, um, Spider Man. They hit you with enough Spider Man. I'm not gonna lie to you about that. But God of War, Ghost of Tsushima. I mean, they're dropping them here and there, but it just doesn't feel like there was enough of that in this generation of PS5 to justify me getting the console. The only one that I played, when I think about it, Ghost of Tsushima was PS4. Ghost of Yotei is PS5. Damn, what have I? Spider Man. That's the only one I played since PS4, PS5. But Uncharted, there was so many good single player experiences that I feel like it's lacking. Nintendo ain't lacking on nothing when it comes to their properties. They make sure, hey, get Mario ready. You know, if he whatever is was popping with him, get Kirby off the bench. Everybody is about to pull out some GameCube games and put them shits on the cart and ship it. They gonna make sure there's something to play. Yeah, they rarely drop in price. Bro's starting to realize Super Mario might be a relic of the past. I mean, that's my era. I'm older than Mario, right? Mario was 84, I believe. I got Mario beat. I'm a relic. Yeah, that handheld aspect of it is really important, man. I didn't realize how vital it was until I was just like, I'm about to go to bed. I'm gonna play the game on the way to bed. So I'm like this, and I know everybody says, oh, you can get a PlayStation Portal and do the same thing. Yeah, but I don't want to have to buy an extra piece of hardware to do what this does natively. I'm tired of that. I'm tired of that's what Sony has me messed up. I'm tired of giving Sony my bread. I've been giving Sony money. Whew, so much money. PS5 got the headphones that broke. I got two controllers, a charger, camera. To be fair, I got the camera at the pawn shop, but still, you know, I'm not buying a Portal. I might get that at the pawn shop too. I play my Switch more than PS5 at the moment. Switch got the most games. Good game for the Switch is Hell Is Us. I haven't played that one. I haven't heard of that one. Right, right. More games. That's where I'm at with the Arc Raiders when I broke that map down. I can't do it. I can get more stuff, bro. I can do more with it. Um, I picked up the Astrobot controller for the PS5 to go along with the Astrobot game, but both of those are Christmas gifts for my daughter. Those have nothing. Those are not for me. So that's the last of the little PS5 stuff that I think I'm going to purchase probably ever. Might be it. We'll find some games, but we'll find them for cheap, you know. But I just can't keep putting money into it. But I can keep buying. Uh, damn, why is that so dusty? I can keep buying the Switch stuff. I don't mind doing that. But all right, y'all, it's been real, man. I'm about to call it. Appreciate y'all hanging out with me, and I'm gonna holler at y'all tomorrow. Have a great day, man. Be